Some guys are quietly dominating on the court. We're talking about the defensive maestros, the guys who make the game happen without all the flashy stats. This dude is Dyson Daniels. He isn't just locking people down, he's a freaking playmaker on defense. He reads the game like a book, anticipates every move, and turns every steal or block into an instant fast break. It's like he has eyes in the back of his head. He might not be a household name yet, but this kid's impact is undeniable. At just 20 years old, he's already one of the most versatile and disruptive defenders in the league. I like to see myself as a defensive playmaker, a guy who makes plays on the defensive end, Daniels shared in an interview with Lee Ellis via Hoops Hype. Whether it's steals on the ball, steals off the ball, or deflections, it all goes into defensive playmaking. So what makes this dude the absolute king of defense? Let's break it down. We're talking about his insane timing, his court vision that's off the charts, and his ability to make game-changing plays that'll blow your mind. For Daniels, defense is more than just a job. It's the foundation of his game. He sees it as taking calculated risks, similar to a shooter knowing when to take a big shot. His ability to impact both ends of the floor is earning him more playing time and growing trust from his coaches. Dyson is a nightmare for ball handlers, especially when he's locked in at the point of attack. With his impressive physical tools, he's an awesome matchup against any team's top perimeter scorer. The guy is ridiculously quick side to side, so he can stick with even the fastest and most explosive players. On top of that, his hip mobility and body control are top-notch, giving him the ability to change directions on a dime and mirror whatever the ball handler does. His defense is a game changer, and the stats back it up. In the 2023 to 2024 season, Daniels averaged 1.4 steals per game, proving he's a turnover machine. His steals aren't just about hustle. He's got a knack for reading the game and making quick, savvy moves. His ability to anticipate passes and sneak into the passing lanes is like something out of a highlight reel. When he picks off a pass, it's not just a stop. It often sparks a fast break, with Daniels either taking it all the way or setting up a teammate for an easy bucket. With a defensive rating of 110.3, he's up there with the best, always shutting down the other team's offense. But the numbers only tell part of the story. What really stands out is how he gets those stats. Daniels is always on the move, reading the game like a book, cutting off passing lanes, and anticipating plays before they even unfold. He's a constant threat on defense. Take this play, for example. Trey Mann is moving toward a handoff, and Dyson's momentum is right there with him. But as soon as Mann gets the ball and cuts back, Dyson doesn't skip a beat. He slams on the brakes, staying perfectly balanced while shifting directions. Then, he uses his incredible lateral quickness to keep the ball in front of him as Mann drives. And with his size, he's able to block the shot at the rim. And that size, it's a game changer. Plenty of guards can move like this, but how many can do it at 6 feet 7 inches? Even better, Dyson doesn't sacrifice strength. His core is rock solid, allowing him to absorb contact and still get the job done. When everything comes together, this guy is an absolute menace. He's got the agility and hip mobility to cut off driving lanes, the strength to absorb contact and hold his ground, and the length to swat away shots over the top. It all adds up to him being a nightmare for smaller guards. Take this play, for example. Brunson tries to use a high ball screen to shake him off, but Dyson stays locked in, glued to his hip. The second Dyson sees an opening, he's right back in front to contest the shot at the rim. What sets him apart? His hands. Dyson is all over the ball. He'll pick it up as far out as half court or even beyond. He plays super aggressive at the point of attack, right in the ball handler's space, jumping over screens early, and knowing that if he's a step behind, he can still reach in and make a play. His hands are a game changer. Dyson Daniels is a nightmare for ball handlers, especially when it comes to staying glued to his man around screens. His hands act like an extra defender, not only disrupting moves, but also shutting down passing lanes. His defensive skills truly stand out when he's playing man-to-man away from the ball. Sure, his aggressive style of battling through screens and trying to deny passes can leave him open to the occasional backdoor cut, but let's face it, he's as close as it gets to a defensive back in the NBA. When it comes to locking down an offense, Dyson is as good as they come. Take this play, for instance. Brunson is running around a pin-down screen to get the ball, and Dyson reads it perfectly, stepping in to snatch the pass. And here's another. Dyson's man is headed toward a handoff, but Dyson is so locked in, it feels like the ball was meant for him. Even when trailing his man after a screen or handoff, and they finally get the ball, Dyson isn't done. He's ready to make a play no matter what. Dyson's game is all about calculated risk. While he's focused on denying his man the ball, he's already reading the play and isn't afraid to jump into action. Take this one play, for example. He's guarding a shooter on the wing, but out of nowhere, he slips toward the nail. Most defenders would wait for the ball to get closer to the paint before making a move, but not Dyson. If the ball even inches toward the middle of the floor, whoever has it better be aware, because Dyson's instincts are on another level. The second they drop their guard, boom, he's already gone for the steal. His anticipation is wild. This kind of play is high stakes. Sometimes it works, but other times Dyson might miss the steal and find himself out of position. It's a thrilling, do-or-die approach. Dyson knows how to bait the offense. Against the Pistons, he let Beasley think a skip pass was open, only to jump out and steal it. He's not just aggressive on the wing, though. He loves making plays as the low man. Take the Sacramento game. Dyson saw Fox was looking to drive, so he overplayed the left side, swiped at the ball, and sealed the win. That final play was officially a block, but Dyson's always quick with those swipe-down rejections, whether chasing from behind or helping out on defense. He's currently averaging more than a block per game, but that's just the start. For all those sneaky plays that don't end up as blocks, he's out there picking pockets and jumping lanes, helping him rack up a crazy 3.4 steals per game, the best in the league. And get this, only one player in NBA history has ever averaged at least 3 steals and a block in a season, and that guy was Michael Jordan in 1988 when he took home Defensive Player of the Year. Compared to defensive legends like Kawhi Leonard and Drew Holiday, Dyson Daniels is already showing he has what it takes to be mentioned in the same breath. Like Leonard, he's got the ability to lock down multiple positions, and like Holiday, he's a beast at turning defense into quick offense. But what makes Daniels stand out is his rare combination of length, athleticism, and basketball IQ, which allows him to impact the game in ways few others can. While Leonard and Holiday have built their reputations as defensive playmakers, Daniels, at just 20 years old, is already making waves in the same way. With his defensive chops and transition scoring, he's starting to carve out a unique place for himself. If he keeps progressing, Daniels could become one of the league's most dominant defensive forces. Dyson's future is looking seriously bright. He's poised to completely change the game when it comes to defensive playmaking in the NBA. With the league shifting toward faster, high-scoring action, players like him, who can break up offenses and turn defense into offense, are going to be game changers. Daniels' knack for forcing turnovers and igniting fast breaks only adds to the excitement about what's to come. As defense continues to evolve and create more opportunities, his ability to dominate on both ends of the floor will be a huge asset. If he keeps developing like this, we could be talking about him as one of the NBA's most impactful players in no time. Dyson Daniels is quickly establishing himself as one of the NBA's top defensive playmakers. His ability to guard multiple positions, force turnovers, and generate offense off defense makes him a rare talent in today's fast-paced league. As he continues to grow, Daniels has the potential to become one of the most dominant defenders of his generation, redefining what it means to be a defensive playmaker in the modern NBA. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to be the first to get more content.